Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Lisa's Love and Light. Thank you all for being here today. I hope you guys are having a good day. It started off this morning with rain again, but it cleared up, thank God, and the sun is out. I'm happy to see it, and it's a little warmer. It's over the weekend, it was really cold. So, thank you guys for being here and, showing up here. So, I'm trying to make things a little bit because it seemed a little darker or something, but making it as light as I can. Um, so, guys, the topic of discussion today, let's jump right in, is sometimes we have to, sometimes we need to take a break, and that's the topic of discussion. We need to take a break. Um, when we think about healing, sometimes we have to take a break from everything, go into isolation for a while. And what I mean is not cut people off or anything, just take time for ourselves. Because just think about it. You get up, many of us who go to work every day, do this, and many of us have a lot of responsibility, especially those with families and young children and etc. That's why it's always important to have a vacation. Where you do things with family and then you have your time out for you because it can affect your mental and physical health when you don't take time for yourself. It's not being selfish, people. We all need that. Sometimes we just need to be alone, and whether it's for a day, couple of hours, a week, or whatever, to take time for ourselves. Because when we don't do that, it can affect our mental and physical health. And it's important that we do this, and I've had to learn to say no many times to certain things. And one of the things I am looking forward to is this time off during the holiday season. Like I don't, it doesn't, the holiday season isn't the same as it used to be. But however, I look forward to it because I have time to myself. I have time to, like when you take that time out for yourself, it's like resting, rejuvenating your soul, your spirit. And then, after you take that time for yourself, then you get back to life. And what that means is that you can see things from a different perspective after you take a break because it's so important to do that. That's why people, at work, we have vacation time. People have to, some people don't like to do it, but they are encouraged to do so because once you do that, you feel rejuvenated when you come back. It's so important. It's the same thing with everything that's going on in this world today. Watching the news, seeing videos of things that are negative, toxicity is spinning out of control. Sometimes you just need to take a break from it all. And I used to be like iffy about doing that because, oh, this is going to happen if I take time out or whatever. It's important for your physical and mental health. And for me, that's a priority over anything else because if your physical and mental health is not okay, you can't take care of yourself or anything else surrounding it. So it's important to take a time out. And if you need that, do it. Do what you have to do and don't allow anyone to make you feel guilty about that. We all need that from time to time. Even if we are in relationships, marriages, and have children, sometimes you need a break. I remember when my son was a baby and it was just 24/7 of being colicky. And at the time, as a new mother, I didn't understand a lot of that. And it was just like for 5 months, man, sometimes I was sleeping in a bathtub. I was so grateful that my mom came over. She was still working at the time. She hadn't retired. And she worked at night. So during the day, she would come over and she was glad to do it. I'm like, Ma, I need, because I can't. plus I had postpartum depression as well, and it was difficult. And she came over and she helped out. And finally, after 5 months of all the screaming and crying, I found out that, he was colicky and it was the milk, and I had to change the formula. But during that time, I needed breaks. And my mom would come over and she would give me a break. And it got to the point where I didn't even want her to leave at some time. So I know she had to go home, get some rest herself because she had to go to work. But when you need breaks, I'm using that to say, never feel guilty just because you have children and family. Sometimes you need a break. And it doesn't have to be, a long, long break, but just enough so that you can rejuvenate. Take time for yourself. That's why sometimes people have a girls' night out, or sometimes they just need to be alone, and it doesn't mean that you don't care about the responsibilities and the things around you. It just means you need a break, a time out. We all are human. We all need that from time to time. It's important that we do that. What I try to do on a daily basis is take time out for myself. I have a job where I have a long morning break, but sometimes it doesn't happen that way because unexpected things come up. But I still find time to take a breather. It may not be as long as I expect, but I find time to do that. Never allow anyone to stop you from having time for yourself or to make you feel guilty about that. We all need that because if you don't take time for yourself, you can burn out physically and mentally. So it's important to do that. Never allow anything or anyone to make you feel guilty about that. It's so important. That is part of the healing process as well, taking care of yourself, making sure you're okay. Because once you're okay, you can take care of all those responsibilities and things that come up. But if you're feeling overwhelmed and because you don't have time to yourself or etc., then you can't take care of anything around you. So it's important. And I learned this a lot when I was starting therapy and getting on this road to healing. Never allow anyone to make me feel bad about it. I used to have a problem telling people no. And that's what got me into a situation where I didn't really have much time for myself because of people. If somebody needed something, I'm running, skipping, hopping, and jumping over hurdles, but I wasn't taking care of myself. And now, as I do this healing, and the therapy and stuff, I know how vital and important it is for me to take care of myself. It's so important, and don't let anyone make you feel guilty about that. You are just as important as the next person. And as you do that, maybe you may have a situation, an issue, or circumstances. When you take that time for yourself, you reflect on it, and then as you rest up and take care of yourself, you may come back to that particular situation and see it from a different perspective. Whereas if you didn't take time for yourself, you may not be able to do that. So there are all positive things behind taking care of yourself, people. And just keep going. Music, resting, just getting proper rest. That's the thing for me, trying to get to bed at a certain time sooner than later so I can get more rest instead of less. And just taking time out with music, doing things that uplift my spirit. Because remember, on a daily basis, we're dealing with a lot of toxicity. This is why I try to limit my time watching the news with all the toxic stuff that's going on. I stay in prayer a lot, and I listen to motivation videos, and I do things that uplift me. If you like certain things that, you know, your own, buy yourself that nice gift you want, that nice, do something that's uplifting, that's going to uplift your spirit, because there's not a lot around us in this world today that's on a positive. It's mostly spinning on negative. And when we're taking this in over and over again, it can affect our mental and physical health. And be around people who are uplifting, who support you in the things that you want to do. That's so important. I have closed so many doors to the past that now what I do is I can walk towards those new beginnings because the door to the past is padlocked. Like I said in videos yesterday and videos before that, that a lot of these things before I wasn't looking at them in the right manner. But as I start to go through them and get through these things, I look at them as lessons and instead of abandonment. Because, when people would leave my life, why? What did I do wrong? I've been good, blah, blah. I don't look at it in that um, way anymore because I see it. Okay, they're not meant to stay. That was a lesson. And I had to repeat it a few times because I didn't get it the first time around. So now that I get it, it's not going to show up again in my life. It has to leave because the lesson has been learned. So when you look at things from that perspective, it affects you differently, you know. Um, and this is one of the things I have been able to do as I've been on this journey to heal. And don't give up on yourself. You're going to have days where things seem slow. Just let it just be the way it is. Because in life, we're going to have up days when we feel really up and really good, and then we're going to have not so good days. On those days, what I try to do is more music, bring in more positivity. I may watch some videos that are funny, that make me laugh. I do a lot of that. Laughter is the best medicine. And just taking more time out for myself and make sure as you do that, that you're self caring, taking care of your physical and mental health. And as you start to do these things, you self love, and then you automatically and naturally self care. And never allow anyone to make you feel bad when you have to say no to someone, because no sometimes doesn't mean that you're being mean or selfish. You just need that time for yourself. It's okay to do that. So guys, that's the message today. And just enjoy your holiday time. And for those, before I leave, for those who are going through a new loss, and you're feeling that pain and grief, keep your loved one, passed over loved one memories alive by talking about them, what they meant to you. You can spend a holiday time doing that. You know that it's going to hurt a lot because they're not there with you, but they're there with you in spirit. And keep their memory alive by sharing what they meant to you and how they changed your life for the better. I do that a lot when I talk about my mother and things that she instilled in me that I apply in my life today that I should have done during the time she was here. But those things she taught me has been working in my life, besides prayer. And just keep moving forward, guys. But know when you need a break and enjoy those times that you take that break, and find something uplifting to do. I know laughter during the time I was having grief, it was difficult to find things to laugh about. But as I did the work with therapy and start to feel better, then I found just, instead of watching a lot of shows that made me cry and feel sad, I just started watching comedies or things that uplift me and make me laugh a little. So that's a suggestion for those who are on this healing path. As you continue on this path, you'll find creative ways to help yourself to keep moving forward. That's the message today, guys. Please continue to show up, share these videos with other people. We're here to uplift and not to judge anyone. And when you help other people as you go through the grief and pain, you're helping yourself as well. Because something that you may say or share with someone else may help save a life. Pay it forward, people. And then the people you're paying it forward to can pay it forward as well. The key factor is to, continue on this road to recovery from grief and pain and get to a place of peace instead of being broken down into pieces. That's the message today. This is Lisa shedding love and light. You guys have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you sometime tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Bye for now.